Okay, hello again, YouTube. I'm back for a second video. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna give this another shot. It's a different video, but I'm recording differently on my iPhone. I'm doing it in a landscape format because when I uploaded the video to YouTube, which took forever with the app, um, it had like letterbox on the left and the right sides, and that's because I used it with my phone in a vertical position. I'm gonna try it in the landscape position this time with this video. And some things I didn't go over in my last video. Uh, my name's John. I'm the creator, owner, creative mastermind, whatever, uh, here at RMR Robot Works. We have a Facebook page and an Instagram page. I've said that like a million times, but we're on Tumblr and now we're on YouTube. But I started I started it as Red Menace Robotics, and it's a found object robot venture that I'm doing. I've always thought it would be cool to do to create these little robots out of junk. I've seen it done on the internet before. There's not a ton of videos. That's the thing about it. I thought when I searched on YouTube, I would find a ton of videos on found object robots. And you really don't. I mean, there's some, but there's not an overabundance of videos on little guys, or this is actually a girl, little robots such as this. So, but I always wanted to do it. I started off, just actually the stuff that I gathered in my garage, some parts and things that I found actually didn't make it onto the first robot. I think a few of those parts have made it on the robots since then. And this is not my first robot. Like I said, Weston there, and I'll go over him on the next video or sooner or later because he's got a lot of stuff I want to talk about. But Rosie, this is Rosie. I just wanted to show you. I think she's a really, really good example and would be really good for kids, like a project. And I've never really seen a robot made out of this, so, I don't. But the thing about it, all this is it's just a socket assembly like you put into the wall, to plug in your TV, computer, hair dryer, air conditioner, whatever. And it's an older one. This come out of a box of stuff that was out in our garage. That's her body. And on the back of this, she had a metal piece. There were metal pieces up top, but I broke that off. I managed to get that off. But the top metal piece, as you can see, is what I glued her eyes on. But I'll get to her in a minute. I was kind of getting off on it, but getting off on a little tangent there about her stuff. But as far as my shop goes, I wanted to start a little found object robot venture. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And I just decided one day I saw a video on YouTube. Like I said, there's not a ton, but I saw it on YouTube. I was like, you know what, I can do that. That's cool, because I love science fiction. I mean, I love science fiction. Any science fiction movie, well, you can see I got Chappie on in the background, and I love that movie. Any science fiction movie with robots in particular, or, I just love them. And I was like, it'd be cool to create little robots like this. And I still don't have the funds and the resources that I would like to have to build bigger industrial, more metal. Like, there's lots of plastic on a lot of these bots, almost every single one. She is the only one that she has no plastic on her whatsoever. But, every one of them, except for her, they have plastic on. But I wanted to start it, and so when I did, I ordered that Weston exposure meter, but I'll go on, like I said, I'll do another video on him. But I just wanted to, start this little found object robot workshop. And then later on, I'm about to put my creations on Etsy. These little 10 bots are going to go on Etsy and on Amazon on Handmade. I got accepted to sell my little bots on Handmade on Amazon. It's for things on Amazon that are strictly handmade or artistic creations or what have you. But that's not the main reason I did it. I mean, I think it would be cool to share these things with other people, and I think that they would be really, people will be interested in the different ones that I create. And when I say that I'm going to create all different types of robots, shapes and sizes made out of pretty much anything, I mean, I'm serious. I'm going to create robots. Probably it'll be more substantial than her and bigger than her for sure, larger than her. But night lights to sit on, a child's dresser or night table, especially little boys, but there's no discrimination there as far as little girls. I mean, little girls love robots too, But I'm gonna do ones that plug up and are like night lights. I'm gonna do ones that maybe have lights that you don't need to plug up, more like a LED type of system on them. I'm wanting to do. I got certain little ideas for certain bots, like the socket bots, that Cooper was the inspiration for, and some other ideas about different little robots that I'm going to create. But that was the main reason I started RMR Robot Works. And a lot of people ask me, I had somebody ask me on Instagram the other day what Red Menace Robotics, what that means. Well, if you remember the old, like back in the 50s, in the late 50s, and even into the early 60s, but definitely in the late 50s, mid to late 50s, the Red Scare, the Russians putting Sputnik in space, and little American kids, especially little boys, or any little American kid, you love science. They love science fiction. They love the comic books, and the Red Menace. It pertains to the Red Menace, like the Soviet Union, and we see giant killer Soviet robots taking over the world. A lot of that stuff started back in the mid to late 50s in that era, and that's where I got that from. But the main place that I got the name Red Menace Robotics, if you watch The Iron Giant, when Hogarth is running out, he grabs his little football helmet or whatever he grabs and his little BB gun with the flashlight on it, and he's going out to see who took his antenna off the roof of the house. And as he goes out, there's a comic book laying on the chair by the door, and it says Red Menace, and it's got a red Soviet robot on the front. Now, that's where I got the name. Just a little tidbit there. But just wanted to start my little workshop, and build it from there. And I have, bigger plans, like I said, to go on Etsy, and I'm already on Amazon, but I've yet to list things on Amazon yet and on Etsy. But then I'd like to do more industrial, bigger robots. Like if you look at my Instagram and the Facebook page, you'll see the robot that I'm doing, that I'm about to start my current build, that has the really cool machined metal head, and he's it's actually in a box right now. I won't waste your time walking over and grabbing all the stuff out, but if you go on the Facebook page, you'll see the little videos, or Instagram, because it's quicker, you can go in there and see the little videos for them. But I'm going to start building more bots that have less plastic in them. But anyway, that's the little back story. I think I started my shop I think it was like November 10th, 15th, or somewhere around in there, is when I started RMR Robot Works. Well, it was Red Menace Robotics initially. But just, I appreciate the support on all my pages, Tumblr, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everything. But back to her. She's made out of just a wall socket. The wall sockets that are however people put them in. And of course, on the side of them, the side of these little sockets is where, the wire's connected. But what I did is I used, actually her arms, this wire is a piece of an old iPhone charger that I just cut up and put the little wire crimps on and made her arms. And this little motor, actually, if I can get up, you can hear it. Maybe not, but it does turn, but you can't hear it. But I thought it was cool because it says made in Tokyo. And I hate the iPhone when it makes videos because it just does not focus. And I'm holding this a pretty decent distance away. But anyway, I think it looks cool. It looks kind of like she's got like a hand tool that she uses. And her little backstory, basically, I mean, like I said, you can go on the Facebook page and read all that stuff. But her little backstory is that she's like a maintenance bot for houses, kind of like Rosie was for the Jetsons, I guess. And I didn't think about the name when I thought about the Jetsons. It just seemed to fit her. And then somebody mentioned on my Instagram page, a follower on Instagram said, "Oh, like Rosie from the Jetsons." I'm like, "Oh, hell, yeah." I didn't even think about that, but yes, that's her name. And you can take these arms, and if you cut them, the little crimp pieces, the little wire connectors, they make great little hands for little bots. And this is a good simple one for a kid to do. And there's no sharp edge. I mean, it's harmless. There's nothing on this bot that's gonna hurt anybody. I mean, you wouldn't want a 2-year-old teething on it, but you know what I mean. And I just went, and that's a flange nut. And of course, I sanded it and I put Loctite on it. And that's what are those little things? It's a shower door roller, the little acrylic shower door rollers. And it makes a nice little odd look, kind of quirky as her eyes. And the mouth, as you can see, is just a part of that metal. It just kind of works. See the little shape of the mouth? It works. Like she's, kind of surprised at something. I don't know. But the base, I have no idea what it's from. Like I said, some of this stuff, I have no idea what it actually was previously. It had a little ball in there with a tube that like rotated like a ball joint. I have no idea what it was for, but I broke that part out and I glued her to the bottom with Loctite. That light bulb I found, once again, burnt out. It's in a box of junk that I had or somewhere like there. But it fits her because I like the shape of it. And to get the